Welcome to my channel. Grace Pamba here, talking to you about studying, living and working in the diaspora. So stay tuned and click the subscribe button below. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. I've been living in the diaspora for over a decade now. And as a mother, author, model and entrepreneur, I have learned a lot along the way. And so I have tips to share with you about studying, living and working in the diaspora. First tip I would like to share with you is the work permit. Before you decide on the country you would like to relocate to, you have to check if the student visa allows you to work. And student visas in most West European countries like Austria, Germany, France and the UK allow you to work for 20 hours. But these 20 hours are not so straightforward because the company that employs you has to go ahead and organize and prepare for you documents that will allow you to be employed by them. But then, not to forget, there are other people in that country who have a work permit that comes with no strings attached. And so this company will go ahead and employ these people and not go through the hassle to employ a student after organizing a lot of paperwork. So that's why most students end up doing work like babysitting, dog sitting or gardening, because these are jobs that they can do without having a work permit, although it's not very legal. But hey, we're here for the Euro entry. The second tip I have to share with you is the tuition fee. So before you apply for studying abroad, you have to check if the institution you're going to study in requires you to pay tuition fee and how much this is. Some government institutions are way cheaper than private institutions. For example, like in Austria, tuition fees for a public university like University of Vienna goes for around 380 to 400 euros a semester. Whereas tuition fees in other private universities can go up to 10,000 euros. So it's really wise to inform yourself about how much tuition fee you have to pay, because you need this for planning. This will also let you organize how you will pay this money, whether your family can afford to support you or whether you intend to get a job to cover these costs. So this is a very vital point, because otherwise you can come over here with an aim to study and then you get stuck in the middle. You cannot afford to pay the fees, and this can be very frustrating. So it's very, very important to really, as you do your planning on coming to diaspora, check the institution is asking for how much. And of course, there are also possibilities to get a scholarship. And scholarship mostly are based on your performance. So at the very beginning, there are some institutions that give scholarships already, but there are others that you have to join first, pay the first fee, and then the second semester or the second year, you can apply for scholarship according to how you performed your exams. Of course, if you have amazing or excellent grades, then you will definitely qualify for a scholarship. So the third tip I'd like to talk about is about the classroom language. The classroom language is mostly determined by the country you intend to relocate to. For example, in Austria here, the language of command is German, and so classroom languages will mainly be German language in all public universities. But private universities, we have others that teach in English, but maybe you have a semester or two where you have to do some units in German. And then you have to organize how you'll do the German exams or how you'll perfect on your German skills. And so if you're going to France, for example, you have to know that the language of command in the classrooms will be French. So this is also very, very vital that you inform yourself about the kind of institution you are choosing out, teaches in which language. And of course, like if the higher you study, the more flexible the study possibilities are. And so if you're doing your master's, for example, you can maybe just check around properly. You can get institutions that are teaching either in English or in French, depending on which part of Africa you're coming from, the Anglophone or the Francophone Africa. So, for example, here at the University of Vienna, we have some master classes and PhD classes that are strictly teaching in only English. And so something like this could really work for somebody who's coming from Anglophone Africa, like Kenya, Uganda, and the rest. And the other thing also is, if you're doing your undergraduate, your BA, you can also go ahead and talk to your lecturers. These are just humans like you, so they understand how difficult it is to study at the university. And then the other thing is, you have this language that maybe you have already started learning, you're doing just the basics, or you're doing intermediate level, and so it's a little bit difficult for you to understand real scientific texts. And so if you talk to your lecturers, they will guide you, and some of them are really very nice and lenient. They will even allow you to do your exams in English. My personal experience was when I was at the University of Vienna studying biology. I went ahead and talked to my lecturers and told them that I am new in this country right now, and I'm just still struggling with the language and trying to get everything into my head, understand all these scientific words, and at the same time also get the scientific German into my head. It's not such an easy task. And so I talked about this with them, and they were like, okay, so as long as you can express yourself well in English, then go ahead. English is international, and we all teach international. So they allowed me to print the exam questions just for me in English. So it's up to you to talk to your lecturers. So for this, kudos to my biology lecturers. They did a great job. The final point I would like to share with you is on accommodation. Now that you have already checked out on the tuition fee, you have checked out on the classroom language, you have decided on what and where you want to go and study, you have to find a place to stay. And accommodation for students in Europe is mainly either you go to a student's hostel, where you will have a room where you share between 3 and 5 people, or you can have a single room to yourself, depending on also how much you intend to pay or how the accommodation is organized in the hostel. And the hostel fee go for about 350 to 500 a month. And of course, a caution money is also paid at the very beginning, which is also reimbursed at the very end if everything you were given are also returned. And the other thing is, the other possibility for a hostel is that they are serviced. Most of them are serviced, meaning that the public spaces are cleaned. That is the common room or the kitchen where you all share, or the living room where you watch the TV or you sit for your relaxing. So these common rooms and the bathroom and the toilets are also cleaned. But then your rooms might not be clean, but some of them are really 100% fully serviced, and they also clean your rooms. So the other possibility of accommodation is called it's like a shared apartment. In German it's called WG or WG. So this is just an apartment found in normal residential areas. And this one apartment has like 3 or 4 bedrooms, which are used by students, and these students share a common living room and a common kitchen, toilet and bathroom. So everybody has their room, or you can have also 2 people sharing one room. So depending, it all varies on how much you're paying or how this place is organized. So it's up to you to really do your research. And of course, you can move in and you can agree after 1 semester, you can check on the place that you find much better, because maybe you've checked with your friends and you've seen how they live. And of course, these shared flats are also found in residential flats, so you should be ready to meet families in the elevator or living amongst normal families with children and everything. So it could be a little bit loud or comfortable. It's depending on what your preferences are. So like I had told you at the very beginning, I have a bonus tip for you. And the bonus tip is on affordable groceries or affordable shopping. Affordable shopping is, you're a student definitely, so you've come to Europe to build yourself financially, and so you are not out here to spend. And so you want to, of course, buy food, clothing, and everything, but in a very affordable way. So you have to check out the supermarkets in the country where you are that are cheaper supermarkets, because supermarkets are in every country, I guess, the same. They vary. There are those high-end supermarkets where things are very expensive, and then you have normal supermarkets where you can find really affordable prices, like Aldi for Europe, and is quite cheap compared to if you're going to some other high-end, like for example in Austria we got Spar, or we have Billa Plus is quite expensive for a student. But of course you can also go there and buy products like supermarket's own brand, like the Clever is for the Billa, and you can find also like Spar products, like their own brand. So this is also affordable. So you have to inform yourself about which supermarkets to go to and which not to go to. And then if you want to buy fresh produce, on the other hand, you can go to the market. You don't need to buy your tomatoes in the supermarket. This is a little bit expensive. So you just go to the market, the street markets mainly, and they are super interesting. Because when you go there, you find people talking and shouting. So like tomato, €1, or cabbages, €2, and that kind of thing. And this gives you a nice homely feeling, and you just feel like you're back home and you're at the marketplace, and it's super loud, and you can just go there for a walk even if you don't want to buy something, just to get this homely feeling where it's a little bit noisy, because you know in Europe life can be super structured that eventually you miss that loud and lively African lifestyle. So that was my tip. And another final one, just to add on to the affordable shopping, is you can also check for it's called the Flohmarkt, so like a German word, so meaning like a flea market, where you can get like clothes, shoes, household items that are used. Some of them are really brand new. Some people buy stuff, they keep it in their wardrobe, they keep it in their homes, they don't really use it. Some have even price tags on them. And so you can get this, and you can also utilize this at a very affordable price. You can find a pair of jeans for €1, and this is even brand new with a price tag on it. Somebody just wants to get rid of it, so because it's just lying there in the wardrobe, or it's a size too small for them and they just can't wear it anymore. So it's just really clever to inform yourself about where to still manage to do your shopping, but at a very affordable price. Dear viewers, thank you for staying tuned to the very end. To help me put out more quality content, please like, share, and subscribe to my video. And note down in the comment section on what topics you would like to hear me talk about next. Till we meet again, see ya!